I like how dogs do that head tilting thing when they're really trying to figure something out. Like, you don't make any sense from this angle, maybe from this one. Kind of like an elf on the shelf, except he's a bloodthirsty apex predator. Well, we might as well round up the morning. Total fail. Been a while since the old guitar snake just completely screwed up. Get another one of these. Yesterday I tried to print a bunch of spools and we did do it. These custom organizer things are coming out good. They're really taking a lot of plastic, but that was all part of the plan. Big old cat skull, T-Rex skull, probably gonna finish today. This is the Smilodon. And this one actually got clogged or something. Not exactly sure, but got a little under extruded towards the end. Alien got done. And yes, this test print, printing its own cable guide, is successful. On a random side note, I'm not exactly sure if that's hitting new highs, but Bitcoin is kind of going off. It's a little bit of a shame because I really wanted to invest more before like the plane took off. Not that it necessarily has, but yeah. The cassette thing is done. This is how they fit in there. It's a little bit of a snug fit, but yeah, we're just gonna put that bad boy on the wall and we'll put the top cassettes in here. It'll be like your top 8 in MySpace days. Voila! The cassette corner. Later on, we will select what our top 14 cassettes should be, but this is fun. I don't do like everyday functional prints very often, and it's nice to get back into that a little. Big old silver D20. Big red David. White Octo. All right, let's take these packages to Klein's. I got a little face and a pair of brown eyes. All the foxy ladies is hypnotized. Really nice looking Lady Justice. Got a couple special things I'm gonna take to the post office personally. I think then it's probably coffee time. Oh, and we might get some stuff from the Mexican supermarket. Rough day at the office. So when you bring packages in there, they scan them. And I've started saying, I'm just looking for a scanny scan when I get up to the counter. And the lady today was like, ever since you said scanny scan, now I can't not think it. And actually, she's not the first person there to say that. So I have officially branded scanning your package as getting a scanny scan. I'm gonna be honest, I really want to go to Barkeeps right now because it's Taco Tuesday and they're $2 a piece. But I haven't really fasted for long enough and I'm trying not to eat out except on the 1st and 15th, at least like major eating out. Part of me feels like I can justify it because I could get like 3 or 4 tacos and that's like $8. But then I'm getting a drink and I probably get, I don't know what else I would get, but it just ends up being like more expensive, so I'm just not gonna do it. We are here. Remember, seco means dehydrated. Probably gonna get this. Bunch of taco stuff, some other goodies. Always affordable. That Hondureña crema looks really good. I always get like 3 or 4 pounds libres of their al pastor meat. I've tried the other stuff and it's all good, but like, man, their marinated al pastor is just so much better. It's like the only thing I get. I'm the one who gets all that coffee, son. Take me home tonight. Take coffee home tonight. I didn't get the coffee. When I'm doing now, I don't know, but I've been told a peg-leg woman ain't got no soul. That was actually really fast. Usually you have to wait a bit at Dutch Brothers. I'm kind of cutting through campus. It's so funny. As a northerner, I see some of these students like wearing hoodies and stuff. And like, I know you can't feel what temperature it is, but this is like 70 degrees out. Maybe this could be as cold as 68, as high as 75. Let's put it that way. And Texas kids will actually wear a hoodie in weather like this. Coffee's going on. Freak out. Daily reminder that some recording studio actually kept that take. Imagine that. One man and his quest to 3D print the entire universe. It's actually incredibly nice out. It's kind of sunsetting. Really makes me want to like smoke. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but it makes me want to smoke a pipe or something. It is it's not hoodie weather like I said, but it's so nice out. I've kind of screwed around enough today though. It's really time to just get into it. Man, I gotta get these fries painted. Like, still haven't done that. Yeah. Picking out some cassettes for my top 15. Now, where else are you gonna get Jim Croce, Mary J. Blige, Asia, and 2 Stallone movie soundtracks? Not to mention good old Iron Butterfly. True story, a friend of mine was visiting, like right before I made this series actually. And we were driving in Lufkin, going to thrift stores, of course. And a cop pulled us over and searched the entire car for drugs. And I noticed this tape, the sleeve was taken out and like the tape was tossed somewhere. They really thought there were drugs in the Iron Butterfly tape. Actually, not that illogical. I just loaded up the cassette thing. Bryan Adams just barely didn't make it. So close. Remember this? Remember we got this, I think, in Austin? Probably listened to some of these today. But the little cassette corner, we have a little bit of a smattering of variety that you can have in cassette form. First off, probably the best album on here, Jethro Tull, Songs from the Wood. We got that Al Green album. Maybe a close second would be Iron Butterfly for best album. Had to put my 3 Enya albums on here. This, Bobby McFerrin, Medicine Music. Bobby McFerrin is the don't worry, be happy guy. This is the album that came out after that big hit, and it's very experimental, but great. Mary J. Blige, not a lot of hip hop cassettes. In fact, I think it's my only one. Then we got the 2 Stallone movies. This Mr. Mister album, it's the one with Carrie and Broken Wings. First Asia album. This is a Jim Croce greatest hits, basically. And this is an Elton John's greatest hits. So pretty good mood diversity. I know this little guy is very stoked. I think it's time to paint eyes on this guy. I was really gonna go black, but I think just doing something crazy like some nice red eyes really might be kind of dope. I think people will see a thing like this with red eyes and they'll want to click on it. Came out a little cloudy. When it does this, you just do a second coat. Also, we might have to touch up the lines a little bit here, but I mean, I kind of see it. Kind of looks like an old school movie monster to me. Yeah, so I gotta let them dry and stuff. And I might touch up the edges just to make it slightly more clean. I would say this looks like a pretty cool old movie monster or something. A nice gold foot door stop. Got another green alien with black eyes. We're gonna tape off the eyes and you know the rest. Little update on the new printer here. You'll notice that it is not just doing a test print. We are printing a pipe trash can on this. Now, one thing that's a little concerning I preheated the bed to about 75 earlier, and it did not reach that temperature and did the thermal runaway error, which is what it does when it can't quite get up to temperature. But several times now I've preheated it to about this temperature, and that was fine. I'm kind of thinking the reason is these build surfaces seem to not transmit heat as well. I think they're actually less efficient than glass. Maybe, I have no idea really. But I've never really had problems with that before, and this is one of the only differences. So, but it doesn't have to be. A lot of times I like doing 75. This doesn't have to be 75. 67, 68, somewhere in there tends to work pretty good. But yeah, pretty excited. This is gonna be a pipe trash can. Man, thinking about those tacos we're gonna make later. I'm not quite hungry enough for it. They're gonna be so good. You guys have seen them before, but man, every time I make them, they're just so bomb. Especially when you live in the Southwest, usually you can get a hold of some like decent al pastor meat or something that's marinated, pre-marinated, you know, at a Mexican supermarket or something like that. And you can just make these amazing tacos that are like every bit as good as what you get at a food truck or something, or at least pretty close, but it's way cheaper. Sometimes I wonder why I ever pay for tacos. We'll take a look at the wall. As you see, we are getting pretty close to halfway full on this wall, which these pegs are more than the pegs that are above the door in number. So think about this. We have 8 big printers going. I've taken 3 trips in like the past week, so I couldn't produce filament then. And we're already pretty close to halfway to this being full. So that's looking great. That's like a dream. This is the kind of stuff I dream about. Maybe that's kind of lame, I don't know. Also, we're making extra sharps. So that's great progress. This is gonna be like the best Christmas, the best prepared Christmas I've probably ever had. I can't stop looking at it. A wall full of filament is a dream. It's almost a fantasy. 4.5 inch dyno dish. Just got to remove their supports and smooth a couple things. Oh yeah, this. Fries. We are going to tape this off, and I said, I think yesterday, gonna spray up and make the fries themselves yellow, kind of fading down into black to give a sense of depth to the sleeve or whatever. This guy is going gold, just a classic D20. Here's the tacos. This is the Hondureña crema. Crema Hondureña. I think it is time to take pictures with the new guy. And it is pretty late, so it's gonna be one of the last things we do. Oh man, what a day. Etsy is so strange. Some guy left me a 1-star review today saying that his item never showed up, but like it was pretty much just mailed, and it's probably gonna be there in like a day or two. I don't even know how people can leave reviews this early. Like I thought Etsy had something where like an amount of time had to pass so that the item would definitely be delivered. Ugh. But anyway, I messaged him. Maybe I can get him to change it. Or maybe he'll just change it when it shows up. This is what being an entrepreneur is like. I'm not saying don't start a business or whatever, side hustle. Just know stuff like this happens. People leave you bad reviews before the thing's even delivered. Saying it's not here yet. Yeah, like things have to be delivered. Okay, here's a real story. This is gonna sound like I'm making this up. This is the last story of the day. I had a guy message me in Ulaanbaatar 3 days after he purchased an item asking where it is. Now you might not know off the top of your head where Ulaanbaatar is. You can tell it's really far away, right? Yeah, it's the capital of Mongolia. This guy was an American living in the embassy, the American embassy in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. He ordered an item 3 days ago. I'm putting this all together, like, get your head around what I'm trying to say. This guy ordered something, 3 days go by, and he asks me, where is it? He is in Mongolia. He's in Mongolia and he's expecting the thing to be delivered in 3 days. Not shipped within 3 days, delivered. There was no misunderstanding. I promise you this happened. I could look it up. I should actually print that out and put it on the wall and just put under it, like, understand, when you become an entrepreneur, this guy is out there. Ulaanbaatar. Look, I know that sounds like it can't be real. It sounds like there's something you're leaving out. The only thing I really left out is that he saw on the listing that it said like 1 to 3 days to ship or something like that. But of course it was talking about domestically. Like, it does ship within like 3 days max or something like that. But this guy was in Mongolia and he thought it would be there in 3 days. I shouldn't have even brought this up, but like, I wanted to write, I was very polite. I was very polite with this guy, but I wanted to write something like, do you think like I've got wings and I'm gonna fly like Icarus across the Pacific Ocean, and then I'm gonna get on horseback and like kill the horse because I'm driving it so hard, and then get another horse, and then we're gonna go across the Gobi Desert, guiding ourselves by the stars of night. And then I'm going to show up on your door, blood and sweat drenched all over my body and my face, and hand you your playing card trinket holder. I don't remember what it was. It was some kind of gaming accessory, but yes, all of that. I didn't write that, but the thing the guy was saying, that's real. I'm not gonna just keep going on and on about this, but one thing you might think if you're very clever is, well, that guy thought he was buying from somewhere in Mongolia and he just made a different mistake. He made a little mistake. He paid international shipping at checkout. It's like 20, 30 bucks or something like that. So he was fully aware that he was buying from some other country at the very least. I mean, he probably knew that it doesn't make sense. I gotta stop thinking about this. Ugh. The first seat of the day. I'm actually not sure it's the first. I guess I was sitting in my car. I probably should not have thought about that customer story before it's gratitude time. Anytime I bring up these horror stories, I mean, it's not a horror story in his case because he didn't leave me a bad review. The worst would be like, bad review, it's 3 days, I'm in Mongolia, and I thought it would be here by now. It didn't really end up bad. It's just so shocking. Like, I just cannot, this is the thing, I can't imagine being that person. I just don't know what it's like to send a seller a message in America 3 days after I bought something, wondering where it is. Also, he never said that he, like, it'd be one thing if he ordered something else and maybe he thought he was messaging that person but messaged me. If that wasn't the case, I think I'm fixating. I just gotta stop thinking about this. One of the reasons I'm a person that owns a business like this is there's just something in my brain when something doesn't make sense that I just have to figure it out. It's not even like I want to. I mean, I guess I have a choice in the matter, but it'll just be like, if I try to sell something and I can't sell it, or I do sell something and I just started selling, I'm gonna wanna know why it sold. I'm gonna wanna know everything about it. And like, the fact that that guy in Mongolia thought it was gonna be there after 3 days, there's something about the fact that I can't comprehend why that happened, that it just makes me think about it for so long. It's like your math teacher coming up to you and being like, 2 plus 2 equals, and you say 4, and they're like, no, 8. Like, you're just gonna be thinking about that. And then worse yet, everybody else says it's 8 or 5 or whatever. Like, you're the only person who gets 4. Like, it's thought-provoking. I don't know, it's not a perfect analogy. Right, I gotta bring it in. We're doing the gratitude. Whew, I've given myself a minute. I am thankful for 8 fully functional S5s. Basically all working more or less perfectly, more or less optimally. I've got almost half a wall of filament already saved up, and there's still almost a month to go. I forget when Thanksgiving is. I want to say it's like maybe the 29th or the 30th, I don't know. Pretty close to a month to go. So that feels really good. The new product turned out good today. Got that old movie monster kind of look. Pleased with that. And that's listed on Etsy for sale right now. So things are pretty good. I'm very grateful for that. And there isn't anywhere I'd rather be. So tell me in the comments what you're thankful for, and I'll give you a heart and an upvote, and other people probably will. I like to read the comments, see what everybody's up to, projects, small moments of Zen. Peace out, folks.